Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
Yes, indeed, your ears have not let you down. It is a special Saturday edition of Talking Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond, and we're live. We're live here in Decatur along the Beltline at Hyundai, or I should say University Hyundai here in Decatur. And we want to see you drive away in a Hyundai today, especially because if you look at the calendar, there's only one more Saturday before Christmas. So you can come out here and find yourself or find someone special or find anybody a car. Come out here and do it at Greenway Hyundai, University Hyundai, right along Beltline Road in Decatur. They're cranked up, ready to go. They've got all kinds of fantastic vehicles out here for you. Fantastic financing available. They got a little bit of everything. Just stop on out here. It's 48 degrees here in Decatur. Your high today is going to be 64. You also may want to make sure you give Talent Heating and Air a call as well. It's talenthvac.com. Give our good friends there a call, 503-4490. You may want to do that simply because the forecast is going to be a little chilly on Sunday and Monday morning. So you're going to want to make sure you find Talent Heating and Air as well. So you can drive away in a Hyundai and you can make sure your house stays all nice and warm. 256-576-4977. That's the number to the phone line. You can join us throughout the 2 hours here this morning as we get the table set for what will be a fantastic Saturday of sports. You got a little bit of college basketball, a little bit of college football in the mix. Don't forget today is Army-Navy. We'll talk a little bit about that one. But you do have a lot of college basketball going on today, and it all gets started in 58 minutes in the Southeastern Conference as 16th ranked Texas Tech and 17th ranked Arkansas will hook up on the hardwood. And that one will be on ESPN2 at 11 o'clock. And then you're going to get Oklahoma State, some odd matchups, Georgia, Cincinnati. You got Southern Miss, Ole Miss. Auburn is taking on Chattanooga in Atlanta this afternoon. That one's going to be a 3:30 tip. John Shulman and company, they're in Nashville. Central Arkansas is taking on 15th ranked Vanderbilt. Tonight at 6:30, this is interesting. And I say this because neither one of them are in the top 25, which is kind of fun to say. But Kentucky and Indiana are meeting each other. And Dick Vitale and Charles Barkley will be on the call for this one together. That'll be fun to listen to.
Yeah, it should be. Go Hoosiers.
But surprise, neither one of them inside the top 25.
Indiana hadn't been worth a tinker's damn in years. But Kentucky was supposed to have the greatest roster that money could buy, and so far, gloriously, it's blown up in their face.
Yeah, the Wildcats, you mentioned that. 6-4 on the season. Indiana comes in 8-2. And then inside Legacy Arena, and on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, 8:30 tip, 12th ranked Alabama taking on top ranked Arizona. Coverage will begin around 7 o'clock for that one on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Alabama head coach Nate Oates giving us just a little preview.
Country for a reason. Just the way we want it. We like to play best teams in the country in a non-conference, test ourselves, know where we're at, see what we got to do to get better. We're somewhere in that we both would like to play fast. They do a great job in transition, pushing it. Different once we get in the half court, they try to score all the points in the paint. They don't take that many threes. They only take 16 a game. I think they're 363rd out of 365 in three-point rate in the country. We're obviously taking a lot more. We play a lot more on the perimeter, floor's a lot more open. They definitely try to punch it inside. They've got very good guards, though, as well, so it's not like the only thing they've got going is their front court. Their front court's really good. They rely on them a lot to score, but they're really good guards, too. Just they play a lot different than we do, so we're going to have to try.
There you go. Battle of Styles tonight inside Legacy Arena.
Yeah, Arizona's huge. They've got a big-time front court. Noah Pete's one of the best freshmen in the country. They and the Kawa guy they did transfer from Tennessee. He averages almost a double-double. He's a tremendous rebounder. He's a guy that Alabama should be very, very familiar with. That competed for Rick Barnes, and then as we've said, Jaden Bradley, former point guard, spent his freshman year at Alabama, spent the last 3 years at Arizona. Has done a really nice job for them. Had a solid freshman year with the Tide, but he's become a 14-point per game scorer for Tommy Lloyd, and really improved his outside shooting. So it's going to be a huge challenge for Alabama. This is an unbeaten Arizona team that's played a tough schedule. They've had 3 or 4 cupcakes, but they've also, they've played some really good high level competition. They destroyed Auburn. They beat them in Tucson by about 30. And so they're really, really good. And this is, it's interesting. I don't even think the game's a sellout over at the BJCC. I know
they're giving away, not giving away tickets. They're practically giving them away. $20 will get you in the door to watch this one. They're basically, $20 to go watch the number 1 team in the country play against the number 15 team. That's a heck of a deal.
Yeah, and I think the tickets were probably overpriced to begin with, but shocker, and now they're having to try to fill the place up. But, and I hope they do, and I hope, that it ends up being a great crowd with a great atmosphere over there. Won't be in attendance. But,
do you think the 8:30 tip is a reason why it's having a hard sellout?
I don't know, potentially, but I think the biggest thing, it's on a Saturday. I think it's probably that the tickets were probably $150 a piece to start off, and I'm sorry, but that's just the way it works sometimes. And it's again, it's Christmas time. It's near Christmas. There's a lot of people that are more worried about Christmas, and that's to be completely understandable than this. And again, maybe this could be some folks' Christmas present. But like I said, I wondered how the tickets would sell. Especially being a high level matchup like this, but I saw the advertisement yesterday via, the university, the Alabama athletics feed, and they were, really pushing the fact that they had marked all the tickets down to, $20 or less. Now they're not telling you where those tickets are, which is probably nosebleeds. And
it's the BJCC. It's not real.
It's about, you can seat about 12,000, I think. So that's at least when they jam pack it. And so it'll be interesting to see if they have a late arriving crowd, because, again, it's a late tip. Hopefully it'll be a great atmosphere for Alabama to have a chance to knock off the number 1 team in the country.
Well, if you can't make it down to Birmingham tonight to watch Alabama play, and you can't make it to Tuscaloosa, don't forget December 21st coming up on a Sunday. Alabama will be in Huntsville taking on Kennesaw State for the Rocket City Classic. So if you can't get down there tonight, don't worry, you can still watch the Tide play. You don't even have to travel near as far. You can just drive on down to the VBC on Sunday, December 21st. Remember, the Rocket City Classic, Alabama, Kennesaw State. Tip-off is set for 1 p.m. It's a 1 p.m. tip there at the VBC on the 21st. So Acoma, and that one is presented by Acoma. So should be a good time. Again, if you can't make it down to Birmingham, you can always head to Huntsville. Other ones, South Carolina's playing. You got Utah and Mississippi State. That's the last game of the week, last game of the day, I should say, for the SEC. That's a 9 o'clock tip as the Bulldogs travel out west to take on Utah. Now, you do have college football today as well. You've got Army-Navy coming up this Saturday, 2 o'clock kickoff. Army and Navy there in Baltimore.
Yeah, it's going to be a big-time matchup. It's one of the best rivalries in the country. I'd say it's probably in the top 3 with Alabama, Auburn, and the Ohio State and the Crookereens, and then and then Army Navy. That's probably the three biggest in college football, and certainly it's going to be we've been honored for many years to be the home of Army Black Knight football, and so as you said, this one's being played back in Maryland. The game's on a rotation, so it's back at the home of the Baltimore Ravens. So excited for the opportunity for Army. They are an underdog. Navy's had a really strong season thus far. Both of them are headed to postseason bowl opportunities. But again, this is a game that's it's a season in itself. Yeah. No question about it. And we're honored to have it on our airwaves today. And it's going to be a big time matchup, as it always is. And I think it's one of the rivalries that, even though when Paul Johnson was at Navy, he didn't throw the records out because he dominated Army. But you usually can throw the records out because, I mean, these guys play similar styles of football, option-based stuff, even though, Navy's made some changes and gone to more of a veer type attack, and they throw it a little more. But still, I mean, it's always a big time atmosphere and a big time matchup, and they always get the stage to themselves because they're usually the week after the conference championship game, so it's always festive, and it should be another big time matchup later today.
And that one will be, I believe, on Talk Radio, WZZM, because it kicks off at 2. The reason why is because UAH basketball tips off at 2 o'clock today as well. UAH women will take on Lee at 2, followed by the men taking on the Flames at 4 p.m. So make sure you have the Talk Radio app downloaded. Make sure you have the 97.7 ESPN, the app downloaded. So like I said, it is a busy, busy Saturday for college sports. Also coming up tonight, you got the Heisman Trophy as well in New York City. Going to hand that one out. Who walks away with the Heisman? Is this a Fernando Mendoza award? Is this a Diego Pavia night? And is it going to be one of the closest voting Heisman finishes in history?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it's very close. No question about it. Absolutely. I mean, I think there was never, I thought, a definitive favorite throughout the regular season. Certainly, Diego Pavia was very consistent, in directing Vanderbilt to the best season in their school history, and he's already announced he is going to play in the bowl game. But I figured that he needs as much film as he can because he's not considered a blue chip NFL prospect. So, I mean, it's not like he's headed for the first round. So, and he's so important to the fabric of Vanderbilt football. Yes. I mean, and I think he's going to finish in the top 2. I think it's a Mendoza or Pavia award. I don't see, especially since the Ohio State Buckeyes lost to Indiana. I don't see with that. And again, everybody had to wait to vote anyway. And so Jeremiah Smith's a hell of a player, and we already saw where he finished. I think 6th or 7th. Yes. I think is what he finished. Yeah, he did finish in the top 10, but we know now that Julian Sand finished in the top 4 or whatnot, and so. But I don't see him being a factor. I don't think he's going to win it. So to me, I think it's a Mendoza, or Pavia award. There's some buzz about the Jeremiah Love at Notre Dame, but the running back, and he's a hell of a player too. But I don't see him winning it. They didn't get into the college football playoff, and really, we haven't seen him play for quite a while since Notre Dame set their schedule up the way they always do, with a bunch of sad sacks and didn't play anybody and played basically an ACC schedule. So I think that's going to hurt him. So yeah. I just think you're going to get a player from. As far as the top 2 in Mendoza, and then in Pavia from the 2 best leagues in the country. Indiana's the number 1 team in America. They didn't lose a game. And then Diego Pavia means so much to Vanderbilt. And Diego's numbers are actually better than Mendoza's. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how that, all that plays out.
Regency bias, I bet you, will play into a factor on this one.
Well, probably so. But I'll just say it seems as though in the last couple of weeks that Diego Pavia picked up a lot of, momentum, especially with how they just burned Neyland Stadium to the ground in glorious fashion.
You did allude to the top 10, and remember the Heisman Trophy Trust did release 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, how they finished. It was Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech, number 5, Jeremiah Smith, number 6, the wide receiver from Ohio State. Gunnar Stockton, the quarterback from Georgia, did finish 7th. Trinidad Chambliss, the quarterback from Ole Miss, finished 8th. Caleb Downs, 9th, and Haynes King, 10. So, Ohio State will have 2 inside the top 10. Caleb Downs is 9, or 3 inside the top 10, I should say. Caleb Downs, 9, Jeremiah Smith, 6, and then Julian Sayin, wherever he lands, 1 through 4. Ohio State will have 3 players inside the top 10 in this year's Heisman voting. All right, let's see here, 10:15. Let's get our first break in. When we come back, more college football news. Sharon Moore stuff put out there. We now know exactly what happened via the police report and court documents. We know what happened there. And we've got other stuff to get through. Plus your phone calls, 256-576-4977.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The road to the national title starts now.
Strike up the band and light them up.
The Crimson Tide looks to get revenge on the Oklahoma Sooners in the first round of the college football playoffs. Friday, December 19th. First round coverage starts at 4 p.m. on your home for Alabama football.
Your home of the Alabama Crimson Tide is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Mark and Henry McDaniel, attorneys at law, are proud alumni of Madison Academy, and Madison Academy is proud of them. They have served our community through their practice, through volunteerism and service on national, state, and local boards. They explain the complexity of critical court rulings on local media. Their successful practice has been built on integrity. Both are veterans of MA Athletics and proud sponsors of Mustang football. McDaniel & McDaniel, attorneys at law. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where AFS comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at afsrepair.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Cheering on your favorite team can really work up an appetite. When you're ready to fill up, head straight to Cheeseburger Bobby's for one of their 2 great fall specials. First, Bobby's Grand Slam with 2 fresh hand-breaded chicken tenders, 2 mozzarella sticks, cheeseburger slider, fries, and drink, just $13. Or choose Bobby's Mexicana Burger, just $9.99, or the meal, just $14.99. This week, get $50 worth of delicious Cheeseburger Bobby's food for just $25 with our zone deal. Order online at cheeseburgerbobbies.com.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
From 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Let's party!
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. There behind the glass stands a real blade of grass. Be careful as you pass. Move along, move along.
Welcome back. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN, the Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond. University Hyundai is where we're hanging out here this morning. So remember, we want to see you drive away in a Hyundai. We're over here in Decatur along the Beltline. Come on out here. Never a bad time to get a car, and you might just find one you like for Christmas. They've got all kinds of great financing deals available. They got some brand new vehicles out here. They've got some beautiful Elantras sitting out here in front of us, and nice looking vehicles out here. Again, get on out here to University Hyundai here in Decatur. We ended that first segment there talking about the Heisman Trophy, the 4 finalists that are there. Someone will bring home the honor tonight. And one of those guys that was on the short list at the beginning of the season that everybody thought would end up in New York City, but he's not in New York City, is Lenoris Sellers. And word this morning is that Lenoris Sellers and South Carolina are close to a deal to bring him back for another year.
Well, I was just told by all these idiots that he was gone. Oh, he was gone. He's going somewhere else. Oh, he's going to Miami to play for Mario Kristochoke and everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Oh, there's no way he'll come back to South Carolina. It's about like these idiots that think Kalen DeVore's going to Michigan.
Well, I thought
trying
he was.
to drive traffic to their stupid websites.
I thought that was a done deal.
Yeah, it was a done deal. He already said he's not even going to coach the game against Oklahoma, Scott, according to some idiot in Birmingham that some schmuck Georgia fan talked to. But people wouldn't lie on social media, would they?
No.
I mean, Mark Zuckerberg, he wouldn't let you put up 10,000 stories that are lies on Facebook.
No, nothing. It's not.
Considering he used to clean Joe Biden's bathroom.
But Kendall Briles is the new offensive coordinator there in Columbia, South Carolina.
Had an overhaul with that staff, and it was much needed.
Yeah.
Not very good.
It was. Got rid of Mike Shula, got rid of a bunch of them.
Everybody has to get rid of Mike Shula because you're going to do nothing but lose.
Anyway, that's the news around the SEC, Lenoris Sellers. But remember, when we were in Atlanta, Lenoris Sellers was voted preseason, all SEC first team. He was on that short list for Heisman odds. He had some of the best Heisman odds to be in New York City. And he was not even a relevant factor in that voting by the season's end. So we'll see. There'll be a lot of buzz surrounding him again. I guarantee you. His redshirt junior year, there'll be a lot of buzz surrounding Lenoris Sellers. And remember, Shane Beamer put it all on the line, playoffs or bust, this next year for the South Carolina Gamecocks. So hard telling how much they're paying him to come back to be quarterback.
Yeah, and I would just count on being unemployed.
Both of them. All right, so according to Adam Schefter, this is a minute ago, according to Adam Schefter, ESPN's NFL insider, the Indianapolis Colts will indeed activate Phillip Rivers.
Just shocked. I mean, they're just going to sign him to go over there and hold a clipboard, man. That's what they're going to do.
They will indeed activate Phillip Rivers from the practice squad, paving the way for him to make his first NFL start in 5 years tomorrow at Seattle. Now, we did say this earlier in the week when it appeared they were going to sign him, and when they did sign him to the practice squad, and we did say that if they elevate Phillip Rivers from the practice squad to the roster, he will now go from being a semifinalist for this year's Pro Football Hall of Fame to not being eligible again until 2031.
He doesn't care. I mean, he's eventually going to be in anyway.
Right.
I mean, he's a Hall of Fame player. Those that don't believe he's a Hall of Fame player are idiots that don't know football. I mean, I don't want to hear, "He never won a Super Bowl."
Well, be careful who you're calling idiots, because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
I don't care about hurting people's feelings. I mean, I had to put up with an idiot last night sitting next to me at a high school basketball game. So, it is what it is, man. I mean, that's the way it is. So, and you're not going to please everybody,
right?
I mean, but
right.
I'm paid to give my opinion, and I'm going to give it, and I don't care if you like it or not. And if you don't, then hey. You're more than welcome to call in and rebuff it. I'm fine.
Yeah.
We certainly let Wolverine Dan do that, and Wolverine Dan's a good guy. But they are the Crookerines. At least the football program is. I mean, if you want to stick your head in the sand and try to act like or be Jamel Hill and try to race bait, then you can do that. But their facts are facts, and this dude is a nut. That was Sharon Moore. I mean, he deserves to be in jail. Probably deserves some years in jail.
No, he could face up to 6 years. I think if I remember right, reading all the charges, he could face up to 6 years.
And this has nothing to do with the color of his skin. He's a scumbag.
No.
Okay.
He was unarmed. Now, according to the police report, he was unarmed when he entered the residence through an unlocked door without permission. A verbal argument ensued. That's when Moore allegedly picked up 2 butter knives and a pair of scissors and threatened to harm himself. That's what happened.
Like I say, as the world turns. Crazy.
He was released on a $25,000 bond. He's ordered not to have contact with the victim or go to her residence. He must continue all mental health treatment. He cannot leave the state without permission, and he'll have a GPS tether, which he agreed to with his attorney.
You better agree to it, or he's just going to end up, he won't have any freedom, and he shouldn't, really, to be honest, the way he acted. It's a disgrace what he did as the head coach of Michigan. I mean, it just goes to show you some of these guys have no business in the jobs they're in. Period. End of story. And what a staff Harbaugh had. Bunch of great Americans.
And we talked about that earlier in the week.
Yep.
11 of his staffers have either been kicked out of college football.
Yep.
Kicked out of college football. I mean, think about that. Jim Harbaugh, coaching the Chargers. He's coaching the NFL because he cannot come back to college football. It's not that he doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have a choice, I should say. He has to coach the NFL because he cannot come back to college football, period.
No,
because he was caught cheating.
I mean, Jesse Minter, his defensive coordinator that followed him to the Chargers, I think his show cause is almost up. But honestly,
and that's somebody they have on the short list to coach them again.
I mean, they're going to have to. But see, I had a friend of mine text me yesterday. Well, is he gone? He was talking about Kalen DeBoer. I said, great football coaches, they always want to take jobs at universities with an interim president, an athletic director that's about to be fired, and a program that's been under NCAA scrutiny for 3 or 4 years. Happens all the time. And he said a good point. It's just crookerine arrogance is the reason they think they can hire the guy. I mean, period, end of story.
Yeah.
It's just Michigan arrogance. Period. Great program, not Alabama, never will be, but it's a great program, no question about it. But it's definitely a blue blood when it comes to football and athletics. But again, they're never going to they're never going to be Bama, no matter what they say.
Well, they did get you guys in the bowl game.
Yeah, they did. Great.
And they got you in the semifinals.
Yeah, how many trophies they got? Most of them got so much.
I'm just saying, the last 2 meetings, they've beaten Alabama.
Most of them got so much dust on them that they'd probably give you a disease.
Kind of like Notre Dame's trophy room, huh?
Exactly. Like Ghostbusters.
Oh, the poor janitor.
I mean, look, Wolverine Dan mentioned it. They're the winningest program ever as far as wins go. I mean, look, man, they've won for a long time, and they have a great history. I'm not saying they're not a blue blood. I'm just saying you're judged by your national championship trophies, and the last one Michigan got is tainted. Let's just put it like that. Now they won it. And they're never probably going to have to vacate it, which is stupid anyway. But again, it's tainted.
Michigan,
no
Ohio State, Alabama, Notre Dame, and Texas. Those are the 5 programs that have the most wins in college football. Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Notre Dame, and Texas. Those are your top 5.
Yeah, there you go. Like Alabama, not some blue blood, huh? Because they beat us in a playoff semifinal game, probably had our signals, I don't exactly think that it was probably, on the up and up,
right?
Let's just say, but they won.
Michigan's the first college football team to reach 1,000 wins.
Yeah.
So that's why people say they label them as one of the greatest college football programs, if not the greatest, because of the fact that they're the first program to get to 1,000 wins. I mean, that's why.
Right.
All right, we got to get a break in. College basketball. Let's. Oh boys, this is fun. Got to get a break in because Blake Lovell's on the other side. We'll get some SEC thoughts and some other thoughts on college basketball with our good friend Blake Lovell coming up next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Announcing the 97.7 ESPN The Zone Baumhower's Bracket Challenge. Sign up now at our Facebook page, 977 ESPN, or just go to ESPN.com Fantasy. Click on the Bracket Challenge and search Baumhower's Bracket Challenge. Presented by 97.7 ESPN The Zone to get in. The grand prize, an overnight stay at the historic Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel. Dinner for 2 at Delphins. And a complimentary beverage and dessert at La Floriditas, Mobile's only Cuban-inspired speakeasy. The 97.7 ESPN The Zone Baumhower's Bracket Challenge. Sign up closes on the 19th, so get in today.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com. You've been paying on that life insurance policy for years, but maybe you don't really need it anymore, or it's gotten a bit too expensive. Well, before you just let it expire, let Neighbors Insurance Solutions share with you some alternatives that you haven't considered. Don't throw away something that still may have great value for you. If you want to learn more about what Neighbors Insurance Solutions can do for you, call 256-763-7693. A death benefit could be a life benefit. Learn more at 256-763-7693.
John Abraham here for the parts department at Bobcat of Huntsville. Not only do these guys carry genuine OEM Bobcat parts, they also have a full line of Marshalltown concrete supplies. On top of that, they have a wide selection of arborist tools and supplies on hand for you tree guys. Bobcat of Huntsville also has a full service department, and don't forget the sales and rental guys too. Come on down and visit the all-new Bobcat of Huntsville location in Madison on Highway 20 next to the Redstone Harley-Davidson.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at North Alabama Mortgage. Did you know that average home equity is at an all-time high, but so is average consumer debt? Even though rates are higher now, you can use your equity to pay off your high consumer debt, student loans, etc., then refi when the rates drop. Don't put off that new home purchase. When rates drop, prices will go up. Buy now and get the best price and then refi when the rates drop. This is the time to talk to the experts at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com for more information.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen. High temperatures warm into the upper 50s for this Saturday. Across the Tennessee Valley will remain dry as well. Heading into Saturday night, things start to change. Temperatures fall into the low 20s for the overnight and will continue to stay under a clear sky.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Attention, attention, may I have the camp's attention?
Your home of the college football playoffs.
Playoffs?
Is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Playoffs? Playoffs?
Coming up later today, I should say later tonight, Alabama, 8:30. BJCC, the place to be for Alabama and Arizona. Coverage will start at 8 p.m. on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. We'll be courtside with that one for you at the Crimson Tide Sports Network. You got Indiana, Kentucky tonight at 6:30. That should be entertaining. It is two blue bloods of college basketball meeting. Both of them kind of having hard times right now. 21st ranked Auburn going to play Chattanooga in Atlanta. That'll be a 3:30 tip. And then coming up in about less than 24 minutes, you got 17th ranked Arkansas, 16th ranked Texas Tech, both 7-2. That gets started here at the top of the hour. 15th ranked Vanderbilt taking on our good friend John Shulman and company. And Central Arkansas comes into this one 4-6, and they took one on the chin in their last outing against East Texas A&M, 75-68. But some SEC basketball today.
Yeah, no doubt. And who better to go to for the first time this season? This is his busy season too. He's going to be doing a lot of things for Southeastern 16, which of course is a huge entity in itself. It continues to grow. They cover SEC athletics as a whole, but they do a great job, not just with football, because football always kind of drives the train, but they've made their niche doing an outstanding job covering SEC basketball, covering SEC baseball. And this guy is considered the hoops guy for Southeastern 16. He's a good friend of mine out of Nashville, Tennessee, and he's taking some time out of his busy schedule to join us and talk about the slate today, and that's Blake Lovell. Blake, hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas. How you doing, man? How you doing, Blake?
Good to talk to you as always, guys.
Yes, sir, man. And let's just get right to it. What are your initial thoughts on Alabama and Arizona? It's a big-time matchup. It feels like a Sweet 16 level game over in Birmingham at Legacy Arena later tonight. But your thoughts on the matchup for the Tide and the Wildcats, who Tommy Lloyd's team's been really good so far.
Yeah, it's hard to ignore. I mean, just how good they've been. I mean, outside of Michigan, I think they've been the best team in the country, in my opinion, just based on, obviously already seeing them multiple times against SEC teams in Florida and Auburn. And so got a great win at UConn. That's about as good as it gets for anybody this season too. So, I mean, they're just, they're great on both ends of the floor. I think that's what really makes them stand out. They're not just a one-dimensional type team. They just can kind of do a little bit of everything. And I think the drastic difference between these two, though, is that Arizona has pretty much done their entire work here inside the arc. Like, they are just not really getting much on the perimeter right now. I think they're only getting 20% of their points from three, which is in the bottom 10 nationally. So, I mean, that tells you what kind of game it's going to be, because Alabama, we'll get to the free throw line and all that, but we know they're still getting 40% of their points from three. And so I think it really comes down to Alabama's got to be able to handle just, I think, the aggressiveness, the physicality you're going to get with pretty much, four or five guys they can throw at you that I think are going to really make things hard in terms of in the paint. But at the same time, this kind of is pretty simple, basic math here. Alabama's going to have to hit some threes because I think when you go in trying to score and get to the free throw line a lot against this Arizona team, I think that's going to be a tall task.
Defensively, what is Alabama? I mean, how do you protect the rim? How do you protect the rim and protect the paint if you're Alabama defensively?
Yeah, I think you're really just, I mean, we talk about the physicality. I think you just got to push them out. And I think that's where, like, when it comes to the end of this game, I think the more physical team is going to win. And I think it's pretty much as simple as that, to be honest with you. I just think it's a matter of who's going to be the more physical team. You hope it's a game where, you know, it's not decided by officiating in terms of, you know, shooting 60 free throws or anything like that. I feel like it is kind of one where they should be able to, you know, with what you're going to get with Pete and those guys. I mean, the thing about Arizona is that a lot of their scoring production isn't coming from their big guys. It's really coming from the guards, whether it's Jaden Bradley, Braden Berries, Del Orso, like those guys. But I think it's just the game is going to be determined by the big guys who are rebounding, blocking shots. And I mean, Pete's been one of the best out there. And so I think it's just that combination of guys, you know, Toby Awaka, who was at Tennessee, Karchinkov, like Mo Krivas, like they have so many different guys they can throw at you. And I think that's going to be the biggest challenge for Alabama. And the good thing is, if you look at Alabama's weaknesses in a couple of those games, maybe they're not they've struggled in, but obviously lost the game to Purdue, lost the game to the Zags, even the one against Clemson's kind of close. I think it's how many offensive rebounds you're giving up. And I think that's where the difference to me is Alabama feels like they're more healthy now than they were then. And I think that probably makes a difference in terms of limiting those offensive rebounds for Arizona.
Yeah, and that's what I said earlier in the week, Blake. Alabama has to stay within striking distance on the glass. To me, when you see the final box, if Alabama won, it needs to be like 42-37, something like that. It needs to be within, in other words, I don't anticipate Alabama out rebounding Arizona, but if they can stay within striking distance, I think they'll give themselves a chance to win.
Yeah, you've just got to limit, I think, just the number of second chance points they're going to get because, like I said, the thing about Arizona is that they are going to get some offensive rebounds. I mean, they're a top 10 team in the country, but they're not capitalizing the same way, let's say, an Alabama would in that offensive rebound, kick out three. Then you're just like, oh, man, like they're going to more so offensive rebound, go right back up, try to get a foul or get a two. And again, the math eventually adds up. To where I just think that's the most important thing here is you just cannot get sort of, pushed around on the glass. And again, we've seen that happen with Alabama. But I think that's the biggest difference in this game. And of course, like I said, it's also as simple as Alabama's got to make shots here because I don't think they're going to get a lot of easy shots inside the arc. I think it's going to be very tough. And again, if it is a game where maybe you're not getting the foul calls you want and all that, your path to winning becomes very difficult because I just think that's how good this Arizona team's been in those particular areas right now.
Is there a certain number of threes, Blake, you think they have to make?
I mean, it's got to get to double digits. I don't think there's any question about that. I think it's kind of one where, look, if they're hitting in that 12 to 14 type spot, which feels like around their average right now in some of these other games, really, I feel like the Zags game, they go 9 to 29 in that one. That was, hey, again, the game's probably a little bit different if you hit three more, right? And you just kind of, you do the math on those. And I think it's just a matter of what we're going to see here is I think Alabama knows that, we can make threes. It's our thing. We're going to shoot a lot of threes, but at the same time, you also have to take advantage of some of those potential lapses on defense from Arizona where you can get some easier baskets. Because if you're just out there shooting 53s in this game, it may feel good, right? Like it may be like, hey, we don't want to go in there with these guys and try to score on them because, again, you're looking up and you're seeing the lineup that Arizona is going to throw at you, whether it is, again, seeing someone like Pete, seeing a 7-2, Mo Krivas in there. Like, it's not real fun to go in and try to score on those kind of guys. So I think, again, probably 12 to 14 is the range you're looking for if you're Alabama. It's just because my expectation is that it will not be very easy to get points anywhere else. Maybe at the free throw line, but again, that's not a thing you can necessarily control. Some of that's outside of your control. And so Arizona top 20 in the country in their 2-point defense too. So it's going to be a challenge, I think, scoring wise, but good thing is two teams get up and down the floor. There'll be a lot of points here. I just think it's going to be fascinating to see where those points are coming from for both these teams.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think, too, Alabama's schedule should help them, but Arizona's also challenged themselves quite a bit. And then the health situation. You talked about Alabama being healthier. It does look like they got Latrell Wrightsell back in against UTSA. He should be available today. And then the big and Keaton Bristow. But we'll see about Aiden Holloway. But for me, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to beat Arizona if they don't have Aiden Holloway.
Yeah, I mean, they need him. And again, for the reasons we just mentioned in terms of, I think, just having somebody else who can contribute in that department. And the guard play for Arizona is as high as I am on kind of the impact the front court could have on this kind of matchup. I mean, again, the guard play has just been terrific when you just, look at the way Bradley's playing, the freshman. They've been excellent there. But I think the name you mentioned is Bristow. I think he, to me, outside of Holloway, he feels like the X factor in this game, because I think when you look at, even you can go back to the Purdue game, and you're just thinking, all right, look how many offensive rebounds Purdue gets in that game, but he didn't play. And then you can look at some of the other games, right? You can look at the Clemson game, didn't play in that one. And so I think that's kind of the more fascinating element to me, is just his ability to impact the game. I mean, he had 11 rebounds in that game against the Zags. So I think he's kind of the person I'm circling here. I'm curious to see how many minutes does he play, but I think he could be crucial if Alabama's going to find a way to win this one.
Blake Lovell joining us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Blake, it's a couple other SEC games going on this weekend. Kentucky and Indiana. When you think of this one, you think of perennial top 25 teams, and this matchup today, neither of them come inside the top 25.
Yeah, and one still feels miles away from the other, because, I mean, Kentucky right now, if there's an NCAA tournament, they should be nowhere near it, because their resume is terrible. They don't have a single win outside of Quad 4, and they've been embarrassed in multiple of their big games. And I think, to me, it's great and all to come out and beat NC Central by 36 or whatever they did the other night, but it doesn't carry any weight based on what I've seen with this team so far. When they face adversity, they have simply not I mean, they back down like every single time they face adversity, minus maybe the Louisville game where they got down big, they made a few shots, that gives you a little confidence, and they managed to make it respectable at the end. But Michigan State game, they got embarrassed there. Gonzaga embarrassed to a different level. And so it's fine to see them play well against NC Central, but I can't imagine there is anyone out there. And we were talking about this yesterday. There were some of the initial lines we were looking at that had Kentucky favored by 4.5. I think it's 3.5 right now. I would not even think twice about going with Indiana, even if Kentucky wins, because I don't see how you could watch this team play and have basically their own players questioning their own effort. You've got people who are clear. I mean, Mark Pope sitting guys down because they're not playing hard. And until I see it, I do not trust Kentucky in this spot. Of course, Lamar Wilkerson in Indiana coming off a 44-point game, which, don't forget, he chose Indiana over Kentucky. He seemed like he was going to be the missing piece. And I don't know. I've got to see it first, guys. I don't trust Kentucky at all right now. And just consider, they lose this game, they go to 0-5 in big games, and then they turn around next Saturday and play St. John's. If they were to be 0-5 heading into a game against Rick Pitino and St. John's, I'd say look out Mark Pope, because I'm not saying he's going to get fired, but if you're telling me that this heat wouldn't be as high as maybe as we've seen since the Billy G era there, I think it could be if they were to drop these next two games.
And I wanted to go to the other side of the spectrum of another team whose record doesn't look great, but to me, I still think they're a top 15 team in the country, 16 team in the country based on their results, because and that's Florida. They've played a very difficult schedule, and they're trying to, they've got basically a brand new backcourt that they're trying, and their front court's still extremely good. But to me, I still think Todd Golden's Gators are going to be a big factor in the SEC.
Yeah, I would still put Florida in terms of like your top three teams with the best chance to win the SEC. I think it's Alabama. I think it's Florida. And then the one that's going to surprise people is Vanderbilt, because I don't know why I keep hearing the nonsense about Vanderbilt not playing anybody when they have more quad 1 and quad 2 wins than anyone else outside of Alabama. And so I think Florida's right there. And I think you look at, sort of just the way, like you said, they've had a lot of close games. It's not like Florida's been embarrassed, the way Kentucky has. They haven't had the blowouts that some of these other teams have had at the top. They've been right there, and the missing piece is that they just have not found themselves offensively yet. And I think that will come, because, too, I mean, they're going to go into an SEC that, quite frankly, is very down. And I think they're going to have plenty of opportunity with their front court to take advantage of a lot of these SEC teams with the way their rosters are structured. They've just got to have Xavier Lee hitting shots, and he's playing better now. And I think that's the thing. In the past 3 games, he's had 2 of his best games in a Florida uniform. And so I think just getting that confidence, that is as important as anything right now. Bogey Flam's got to keep being aggressive. Florida doesn't have the depth I think we thought they were going to have. We thought they were going to play more players. Doesn't seem like they have that confidence right now. And so they're adjusting to a non-Walter Clayton-led team. But I think eventually, whether it's Thomas Houck, Alex Condon, Chenyalu, and Logden, I just think Florida's ability to throw all those guys at you are going to overwhelm a lot of teams the rest of the way. And, again, I would be surprised if they're not finishing probably in the top 3 in the SEC.
Wow.
Yeah, and finally, I did want you to talk a little bit about Mark Byington and Vanderbilt, because they have been sort of flying on that radar in year 2 for him. But like you said, though, you look at their metrics, and it's really, really good, and they're the last unbeaten team in the SEC.
Yeah, and that's right. And that's the thing is, I know there's always bias involved when you're looking at a team and you're like, well, they haven't played Alabama's schedule. They haven't played Auburn's schedule. And fair enough, they've not. But we can't act like, the saying out there right now is Vanderbilt's played no one. Well, they've played 4 top 50 teams, and they've beaten them by an average of like 18 points. And so if you consider that, I think that just kind of shows you what else are they supposed to do. I've drawn this parallel this week, guys, and it's probably not popular because people are going to take it to the extreme. But if you think about where Vanderbilt is right now, they are the Florida of last year. When people were sitting here questioning Florida, they're like, well, they haven't played anybody, yet they were going out and just absolutely dominating teams. And that's what they've done to this point. Like, Vanderbilt has looked at its schedule, and they've gone out and dominated everyone minus Western Kentucky in an 11 a.m. tip-off in the Bahamas the day before Thanksgiving. I'll give you a little bit of a pass there. But they've beaten everybody else just unmercifully. And so I think that's the thing that stands out most to me. I think they're one of the deepest teams in the SEC. And right now, here's what we're seeing. The teams that can score, they are the ones that are outpacing everyone else. And that's why, to me, Alabama and Vanderbilt are the clear 2 best teams in the SEC, because they can simply score. And a lot of these other teams, Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky, even Arkansas at times, been a little bit up and down. Auburn, I think you're going to throw in that mix. They're probably better than most of those teams I just mentioned, but these 2 in Alabama and Vanderbilt are on another level, and that's why they're having the success. So don't discount the Commodores. I'm telling you, they're for real. Are they going to be the greatest defensive team in the SEC? No, but guess what? How many times we said that about Alabama in recent years, and they still come out and won, 25-plus games, made runs in tournaments. They don't have to be the best defensive team when they're as good as they are offensively. Definitely keep an eye on the Commodores for sure.
Well, definitely keep an eye on Blake Lovell and Southeastern 16. Great stuff. We appreciate you joining us on a Saturday morning. It's going to be a great Saturday of college basketball in the Southeastern Conference. Let everybody know how to follow you, my friend.
Yeah, I always appreciate it, guys. Yeah, you can find all of our SEC stuff, Southeastern 16, YouTube, any podcast app. Yeah, plenty of stuff today. We'll probably have multiple live shows reacting to these games. And then, of course, SEC football, all that coming up the next couple of weeks.
Thanks, Blake.
Thanks, guys.
All right, let's get a break in. Going to wrap up hour 1 next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Tide fans.
Here comes the Tide.
Let's roll.
And 1 for the win.
Grab your hard hats and tune in for Blue Collar Basketball with the Crimson Tide all season long on your home for Alabama basketball.
Listen to Alabama basketball all season long on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
The new favorite place for delicious Mexican food is Coralejos Mexican Grill in Huntsville. Check out their reviews on Facebook and you'll see what people are raving about. Enjoy drink specials all day, Monday through Thursday, like house margaritas for $3.99 and 12-ounce drafts for $2. Even vegan-friendly entrees on Monday starting at $5. Coralejos Mexican Grill, 1658 Old Monrovia Road in Huntsville. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated on their specials.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games. And if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title. Because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beebs likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your number one choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
All right, welcome back. Talking Ball, hour 1 is just about done. We got 60 more minutes to go after this hour ends. We're live here from University Hyundai here in Decatur, Greenway Hyundai Decatur. And a lot of deals. They got a lot of deals. They got some Elantras sitting right out here. They got some Santa Fe's. They've got all kinds of vehicles. A lot of nice little shiny vehicles. Arthur's got himself nice little collection of cars over here that he's willing to sell for you. And don't forget, you can also stop at University Hyundai in Huntsville. They've got deals, or I should say University Kia there in Huntsville, and you got University Hyundai here in Decatur, taking care and servicing you. That is hour 1.
Time flies when you're having fun, man.
Well, we've just, wow. I keep looking at all this, the interstate cams back home.
Yeah.
And that's on Interstate 80 back home right now.
Y'all got a blizzard going on, man.
That's Williamsburg. That's close to, that's about 35, 40 minutes from my parents' house. So it's, woo.
Jeez.
Just remember, I'm thankful for the weather we have here right now.
Man.
I'm thankful for that. 48 degrees, actually 53 degrees here in the River City. So I will take that all day long. All right, hour 2 is coming up
pretty
next.
Good this morning, actually.
Huh?
Outside.
It feels good, refreshing.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
4 first-round games in the college football playoff coming up on Friday, December the 20th. Alabama, 1.5 road favorite at Oklahoma. The winner will get Indiana in the Rose Bowl. On November the 15th, Oklahoma scored 17 points off 3 Alabama turnovers to beat the Crimson Tide in Tuscaloosa 23-21. Saturday, December the 20th, Texas A&M laying 3.5 against Miami at Kyle Field. It's Ole Miss, a 17.5-point home favorite against Tulane, 56.5 the total. At James Madison, a 21.5-point road dog at Oregon, 50.5 the total. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
This hour brought to you by SportsMed Orthopedic and Spine Center. Online at sportsmedalabama.com. Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
60 minutes are on the clock. It is our Saturday. There we go. It's our Saturday edition show. We are live from University Hyundai here in Decatur along the Belt Line. They've got all kinds of fantastic deals. It's the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. That is going on right now as well. And pre-approval sale event. They got everything. They got it all over here at University Hyundai. So we want to see you drive away in a Hyundai. That's what we've said. That's what we've said all along here in Decatur. I'm going to grab something here. We're just going to grab this bag. We're just going to do some lives moving around here. Hour 2, 256-576-4977. That's the number to the phone lines. If you want to join us here on this Saturday, feel free to do so. That's right. We are live. This is not a taped edition show or anything like that. We're doing this live here on a Saturday, so plenty of time for you to join us. As we mentioned off the top of the show, it is a very busy Saturday in the sports world. You might not think it is because there is no big-time college football going on.
Well, besides Army-Navy.
Right, well, I'm just saying SEC-wise.
But that's always – Army-Navy is always its own entity.
It is. That's why I'm saying sometimes you forget.
Yeah.
You forget about today being a day where there is college football because you think after the SEC championship game, the Big Ten championship game, that really the college football season is done, then there's nothing left. But we don't want you to forget that there is college football today, and you got Army-Navy coming up this afternoon. So I believe that's going to be on Talk Radio because the UAH basketball gets started at 2 p.m. with the women's game as they try to win 7 in a row.
And then the men are trying to bounce back from their first really home conference loss under Mick Hedgebeth, which was 70-61 to Trevecca Nazarene. And today it's a free. I mean, surely that you can listen to Scott and Steve bring you the action, but there's free admission over there at SportsMed Arena at Spraggins Hall.
Yeah, every game is free.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Bentley Hyundai.
Mm-hmm.
Another Hyundai. I probably shouldn't say that when we're live from.
Come on,
when we're live from one Hyundai dealership.
We have irons in the fire with a lot of people.
We do. That we do. But again, 256-576-4977. That's the number to the phone lines if you want to join us here on a Saturday morning here in Decatur along the Beltline. Again, University Hyundai here in Decatur, the place to be. They got all kinds of sales events coming around. And going on. So the sun is shining. I mean, if you're going to look to buy a car, now is the time to look and come on out here and buy a car.
I mean, Arthur's like the Pied Piper. Wherever he goes, cars sell.
And you were saying, well, maybe I can get a hamburger. No hamburgers and hot dogs today. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it has been like 30 degrees. So I didn't really expect somebody to have, and it's nice weather today, which we weren't sure, but it's kind of tough at times. I wouldn't expect them when it's 30 degrees to be manning a grill. So, I mean, and it's 50 today. I mean, would have loved it, but I mean, we understand they're selling cars. They were selling cars when we got here, and they still are. So I was certainly greeted very, very warmly when I got here. So great staff here at Greenway Hyundai.
Somebody just posted a picture of some Donaland donuts.
Here we
go. I could go for some of those.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, but we did mention a lot of stuff. In case you missed the first hour, we mentioned that, that it is a busy day for college football, because tonight you do get the Heisman Trophy ceremony there in New York City. You will have that. Fernando Mendoza, Diego Pavia expected to go 1-2, 2-1. And I would say probably because of the and it's interesting because a lot of the college football awards were handed out last night. And Fernando Mendoza bringing home. Remember, Diego Pavia is your SEC Offensive Player of the Year. But Fernando Mendoza, I believe, brought home the big. I believe he brought home. I need to look exactly.
He did.
See.
He won the Maxwell.
Yes, that's the one I was thinking of. Yes, I want to make sure I got that right. But Fernando Mendoza wins that, and that is usually the winner of the Maxwell has gone on to win the Heisman.
Mm-hmm.
The odds are more in their favor. Doesn't always get, but it's about 90% the case.
Yeah.
And according to 6 hours ago, Fernando Mendoza was a minus 3,335. His Vegas odds were the best, according to Bet Rivers, followed by Diego Pavia, Jeremiah Love, and Julian Sayin. Though, according to Vegas, that's the four best. Though, I mean, obviously, that's the
their
odds.
pick for the order.
Yes. So they're saying, according to Vegas, the odds have Fernando Mendoza coming out on top.
Mm-hmm. Well, and if I had a vote, that's probably how I would have voted it. I would have had Mendoza probably slightly number one, Diego Pavia number two. Except it's interesting. My top three, I don't, Jeremiah Love's good. I mean, I've watched him. He's a heck of a player. I don't think I would have had him in the top three though. I might have even had Jeremiah Love a little higher. Jeremiah Smith.
Right.
Jeremiah Smith of Ohio State a little higher than some others. And I realize his quarterback is outstanding in Julian Sayin. And I probably would have had Julian in the top five, but I probably would have gone with Jeremiah Smith number three. I mean, I think he's a dynamic player. It's tough for wide receivers. You really got to put up video game numbers, but with Ohio State being undefeated all year and he had a target on his back, he made a huge, impact last year. I would have probably had him third, but it would have been a distant third because to me, after the weekend, the championship weekend kind of played itself out. I was going to, because to be honest with you, if Jeremiah Smith had, and he did have a great game, like 8 catches, 140 and whatever.
Right.
If he had a 200-yard receiving game and Ohio State had won, if I had a vote, I probably would have put him number one, just in a game of that magnitude. Then I probably would have put Diego 2 and Mendoza 3. But because Indiana has met every challenge, and Mendoza's been such a great player, he played outstanding in their road win at Oregon. And then, I thought he was really solid in the game and helping win the game against Ohio State. And I would have voted Mendoza 1 and then Diego 2. Diego would have been my second no matter what. But it just would have been – it's just going to be tough because of Indiana and Ohio State and their record and what they've done all year to vote Diego. And I know his impact, and I respect him tremendously. But it would have just – because they didn't make the college football playoff and they went 10-2, not 11-1, or if, of course, 12-0, then it was going to be tough for me to put Diego at number 1. But he's definitely should be a finalist. And that last chapter he wrote, and he's got one more because of the bowl opportunity
that
he's going to play in, by the way.
Well, I tell you,
but he played exceptionally well against Tennessee.
If Diego Pavia somehow, and if Vanderbilt somehow would have gotten to the SEC championship game,
right?
If that game at Knoxville would have gotten Tennessee into the SEC championship game, and Diego would have put another performance similar to that, maybe not as, didn't have to be as good, but if Diego would have gotten to play in the SEC championship game, I think Diego wins the Heisman.
Well,
I think he does because his numbers were better.
If they won the SEC championship, I could see that. And I might have changed my mind.
Because he would have been playing, he would have had eyes on him for 2 straight weeks. If they'd have beaten
Alabama again.
Yes.
Which means they would have been in the SEC championship game. And if they had a chance to beat Georgia,
yes,
because they didn't play him in a regular season, then yes, I think he could have got a lot of momentum. And
because eyes would have been on him. Nobody watched him last weekend, and Fernando Mendoza was in front of eyes.
And then if they won it, you're talking about being 12-1.
Yes, and you're in the playoffs,
and you're not just in. You're a bye. You're where Georgia is.
Yeah.
So to me, I would have changed my mind then, and I would have voted Diego Pavia for the Heisman. But instead, they came up a little short against Texas, and they came up a little short against Alabama. Diego's already been outspoken and hoping he would get Alabama again in the college football playoff. Well, I'm sorry you didn't, and you'll never forget losing, and I hope you don't.
Well, and I'll say this.
And he
was outspoken, but you know what? And he's been. But I tell you, Clark Lee,
he's going to continue to be outspoken. I'll give him credit.
Yes,
he's going to be Diego Pavia. Okay,
yes.
He ain't changing, and I'll just say this: he ain't fake.
No, he's not.
This is 110% authentic. I can respect that.
Yes, it is.
Unlike some folks I sat next to yesterday.
I'll say this: Clark Lee is real.
Yep.
And Clark Lee has handled this situation of Vanderbilt not getting into the playoffs. It hasn't lingered on. Clark Lee said, look, and I quote, it's our own fault. If we wanted to get into the playoffs, we should have beaten Alabama. We should have beaten others on the schedule. The ones that we lost, he goes, we could have beaten Texas. We could have beaten Alabama. We didn't. And that's our own fault. We controlled that. It's nobody's fault but our own for not getting into the college football playoffs. I like how Clark Lee has handled that situation.
Yeah, totally.
Not sitting here and saying, well, we didn't get in, so we're not going to go play a bowl game and, we're going to take our ball and go home. No, we're going to play in a bowl game. Diego Pavia is going to play in a bowl game. He's already made Vanderbilt history because no other Vanderbilt football player has ever finished in the top 5 in the Heisman voting. So regardless of what happens tonight, he's already made Vanderbilt history. So
he has.
That's
and he deserves to finish in the top 4. I think he's in the top 2.
I think he'll be in the top 2.
And you just gave the Vegas odds. So, and maybe he wins it. I don't know. We'll see. Usually Vegas has a good grip on things, and it may be very, very close. I think it will be. And Diego's numbers are better than Mendoza's.
Yeah.
Fernando Mendoza's. They are. He rushed for more yards, nearly 1,000. He's a 3,000-yard passer basically. He had a heck of a year. He got better. Okay. Even though I thought in the Alabama game, he made some key mistakes, and then they got in a deep hole, if you remember, in the Texas game, but they dug their way out and nearly won. Okay. Because he brought them back. And same thing with Alabama. He had Vanderbilt right in the game at halftime, and they were in the game until late.
Yep.
And they were about to jump up 14-0 when he fumbled. You know what I'm saying? So he did have some mistakes, but there's no denying his impact of Vanderbilt football, and there's no denying what it's the dominoes that set off to getting Jared Curtis and this recruiting class, and then what they potentially may do in the transfer portal.
So for those that are wondering, the closest Heisman Trophy race, 2009.
That was Mark Ingram
And Toby Gerhart.
Mm-hmm.
And the closest one, that was 28 points in 2009. Now, before that.
Was it 85? Was it Chuck Long and Bo Jackson?
That would be it.
Because I remember Chuck finished second.
1985. Bo Jackson and Chuck Long, 45 points.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, and I say this all the time, I remember that as a kid.
Yeah.
And I was so disappointed. I mean, I was crushed that Chuck Long did not win the Heisman, because remember, that is pre-ESPN having games on multiple times a day.
Well, you only saw highlights.
You only saw highlights if you were lucky to have cable, you were lucky.
Well, I mean, you saw Chuck Long more than like we did down here. Like we saw Bo Jackson.
Because it was regional games.
Right.
You only had, and Iowa was on number 1 in the country. You know, that was the year Rob Houtland boots a field goal against the Crookereens. They weren't back then, but they were the Michigan Wolverines at the time.
The Crookereens right now.
Yes. But he boots a field goal in the rain to get past Michigan that year. And Chuck Long, number 16. I mean, my mind was like, this guy should win the Heisman. This guy should win the Heisman. Oh my gosh, he's the greatest player in college football. This is unbelievable. And then all of a sudden and I remember, nope, some guy from Auburn named Bo Jackson wins the Heisman. And as a little kid, I mean, I was crushed. I was crushed. But now I go back and I look at it and I laugh, because I'm like, holy buckets. This Bo Jackson guy was pretty damn good.
Oh, he was more than pretty damn good. There's no doubt about that. I mean,
all right, here. I've been waiting for this.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because Arthur's not with us today. Arthur's not with us. So he's always said, look, if I'm not there, get Maurice.
All right.
Ask for Mo.
So we got and
Mo is Natalie clad today, by the way.
He is spiffy, isn't he?
No, that's an old school reference from Chris Berman.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, there you go.
But anyway, Maurice Dobbins is with us, and I tell you, congratulations on being out here. We have not had a chance to talk to you over the airwaves since we've been here. We've had Arthur on.
We go way back.
But we've not had you on yet.
Right.
No.
And we said now's a good time if you're looking for a Christmas gift to come on out here and get a new Hyundai.
Come see Mo. Come ask for Mo. We have just wonderful deals going on right now. Hyundai has stepped up to the plate and put out some extra money, the sales event money. We got 0% out there. Incentives are through the roof right now. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas season. So it's time. It's time to come on out.
Yeah, and Mo, like I said, we've been out here, I think, at least 3 times now since you guys took over the dealership. A lot of great energy. I was just talking about being very warmly greeted when I got here. I think they could tell by the way I was dressed that I was here for radio, but still very on top of it. And you guys there's a lot of activity around here. We were half joking about the grill not going, but still, I mean, there's like so many people in here, and you guys have. I kind of said Arthur has the Midas touch. I mean, they brought you and your staff out here to this dealership, and man, what a 180!
180, complete 180 in this. But see, Decatur is a wonderful city, and I'm originally from Decatur.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah,
I'm originally from Decatur, so I know all about the city. I know all about just the demographics here, and this is a great community, and the city of Decatur, they support businesses around here. That's what I love most about it. I do.
Well, what kind of financing can you guys? So if I come in here today, or somebody comes in here today and says, Mo, I need a car. Mm-hmm. What can you guys do for me? But you know what? I don't know if my credit's okay.
This is the credit clinic. We're known for it. Arthur's known for it. The credit clinic. It's always a go. We find ways to get the credit challenge customers. We still find ways to get them approved. And that's what we're known for. And this is why we stay in business, because we're able to do that.
Effort.
That's right. Effort.
Whether it's sports, whether it's sales, whatever. Effort.
You know Absolutely. Where he learned that from? Effort?
Where?
Lenny Acuff.
Lenny Acuff.
Because he played for Lenny over at UAH.
I did.
That ties everything together. Because,
See, does it not?
Because you're on your way to Spraggins Hall right after this show.
Spraggins Hall. Memories there. Memories.
Yeah.
Memories.
Yeah, 07 to 09, right?
05, 09.
05, 09.
Okay.
05, 09. Wonderful time. Wonderful time.
I'm going to ask you, too, that's a good segue for us since we're a sports talk show. You, of course, everybody that played for Lenny loved him. I got the chance to know him later on as he had already established himself at UAH when I got in this business. Of course, I knew who he was, but I never got to know him as a person. Mm-hmm. He's a great guy. I had a chance to be around him a lot when I worked for Huntsville High, too. So we went to Lipscomb camp a couple of times before he made the move to Samford. And of course, I know he rebuilt Lipscomb. He did an amazing thing.
Wonderful job out there
at UAH, and then he'll get it going at Samford. They played a really tough schedule. But as a former player and someone that helped him build what he did at UAH, what makes him special in your mind? I always kind of like to talk to players because you're the one that was in practice with him. You're the one that was around him all the time. What makes Lenny Acuff great?
He knew how to take 12 to 15 different personalities, put them all in the same room, get them all on the same page, and relate to them. That's what I loved about Lenny. He had he always kept it business, of course, but he always had a good personal relationship with each and every player, and he knew and understand their upbringing, their background, what they bring to the table, and he knew what buttons he could push with you to push you and get you to get the maximum effort out of you. That's what I love about him. Just his ability to mend all personalities together in the same room. I love it.
And he'll do the same thing at Samford. He'll get it going.
He will. He did a wonderful job at UAH. His legacy will forever be remembered there. He went to Lipscomb and did a phenomenal job there. And so I'm excited to see what he does at Samford.
See, we got to find a place for it. It's Sports Med Arena, it's Spraggins Hall, and it's Kelly Court. But where can we slip an A-cuff in there, though? We got to slip an A-cuff in there somewhere.
About this. I've been talking about a street.
Yeah, he has to get a street on campus.
Something, does he not?
On campus. He has to get a street on campus.
And he won't like this, probably. He'll think it's too much. And a statue, like out front of
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at that. I'm talking about a statue and a street.
Okay.
Like, right,
Okay.
Here we go. I've already,
right.
that in my opinion. I mean, because they've already, I know it's tough because they've already named the court. And Jack Kelly was a great man.
No, yes, Jack and Ethel Kelly.
Great.
Yes.
Jack Kelly, he was a great man. I got a chance to know him around Madison Academy and UAH. I had a friend of mine that was basically his driver. So Jack, he loved athletics, man. And he was a great man. And then, of course, we know it's been Spraggins for a long time. Yes. We know the history there. So, but again, there's ways to do it. It's just like Nick Saban. They did name it Saban Field, and then I think they're going to give Miss Terry a street. Right. But I just think there's ways you can do it. And Coach Acuff's so humble, but there'll be ways, in the same way with Les Studeman, who basically defined women's athletics at UAH. So I think there'll be a way to do it, but no doubt about it. But and Mercer, I wanted to ask this too. After you played at UAH and you came, did what he taught you, and as he said, getting people to work together and push buttons, there's a lot of that in a car dealership. Did you take some of those same principles as you transitioned in your professional career?
It helped me tremendously. Just again, taking those same tools with, you get into a dealership, you have 10, 12, depending on how big your dealership is, 15 different salespeople. You got to figure out how to take all those personalities in one room and make it work. And that's one of the things I did take from Lenny. I said it from the beginning when I got there at UAH. He played a good father figure role for me. So I look up to Lenny. He's a great guy.
Yeah. Best. What is the hottest Hyundai now on the market?
Right now, the Palisade. The Palisade is the new body style. It is turning heads. It's a beautiful vehicle. You get all of the amenities, all the options of the top ranked, the highest level luxury vehicle. You get that in a Hyundai and that Palisade. So please, if you haven't seen it, had a chance to get to see it in person, drive one in person, please come out. Ask for Mo.
And then Drew and I took a Santa Fe to Atlanta for SEC Media Days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did.
We liked that. It was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
We like the Santa Fe. It's a little bit smaller than
just
the Palisades,
a tad bit
right?
smaller, a good alternative, still a third row vehicle. And you still get that beautiful look. The aesthetics of it all is still there. And the Santa Fe, it still has just as many options as the Palisade as well, too.
All right. Well, we thank you for sitting with us for a minute. I had to put you on the spot. Didn't mean to put you on the spot there
okay.
and grab you. But we figured it was too early in the morning for Arthur to be here. He's probably not even up yet. So we figured we just said we have to get you.
There it is. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Ask for more.
All right, thanks, man. Let's get a break in.
Looks like Billy D. Williams this morning.
In Star Wars, right?
No, not Star Wars. Slits malt liquor.
He does have that Billy D to him.
Yeah, he does. He just strolled in here, man.
Well, we put him on the spot. We didn't even ask if he wanted to do it.
Skip a beat. Bang.
See, that's why I was getting the mic ready, because I was like, you know what? If he walks by here again, we need to be ready just so he can sit down and say hey for us. Let's get a quick break in, a quick timeout. I know we got to get two of them in before the bottom of the hour, so we'll get one in, come back, and take another one, but we got to get it all in because we got a guest coming up.
Should be good.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The road to the national title starts now.
Strike up the band and light them up.
The Crimson Tide looks to get revenge on the Oklahoma Sooners in the first round of the college football playoffs. Friday, December 19th. First round coverage starts at 4 p.m. on your home for Alabama football.
Your home of the Alabama Crimson Tide is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Your customers deserve the best, and so do you. You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loader from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best, and this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. And with our Workhorse Special promotion, that new 255 CTL is just $73,655. But it's only good through December 31st. Prices increase in January, so lock in your savings now and take advantage of year-end tax benefits to maximize your investment. Don't wait. The best time to buy that new Cat 255 is today. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement, it's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
This is Bill Crawford with Crawdad's Countdown to Kickoff. I've recently had a stem cell procedure on my right knee from Dr. Charles Lee of Regenesis. Stem cells are harvested from your body and re-administered back into your body. This approach is painless, quick, and requires no lengthy rehab. My knee feels better already. Regenesis is located at 4025 Pepperwood Circle Southwest, Suite C, Huntsville, Alabama. Call 256-715-8193 or Google their website for more information.
Hello, listeners. My name is Jonathan Dunwoody, and I own Minuteman Press. We are a full-service print shop that is locally owned and operated. I have personally been handling direct mail for over 17 years and have a great relationship with the USPS. We are the only print shop in the area that is listed as a print provider on their website and the only printing franchise that can use their logo as our partner on marketing materials. We can help from conception to design, print, and delivery to the post office. And with our easy, secure online payment option, you don't even need to leave your office. Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
From 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Let's party!
Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Judy Harmon, welcome back in. Hey, if you're looking for some stocking stuffers, check out our Zone deals. They're quick. They're easy. They're last minute. You can get. How about? I mean, who wouldn't want Full Moon Barbecue, End Zone Bar and Grill? I mean, who wouldn't want $25 to go eat some food?
Yeah.
I mean, who
Great
wouldn't want
stocking
it?
stuffer there.
Who wouldn't want 25? So check them out. Zone Deals. Also, don't forget, coming up on Tuesday, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone, Talent Heating and Air, invite you to our holiday listener appreciation party over at Field Day Huntsville. And North Alabama Mortgage helping us serve that one up for you on Tuesday, 5 to 7:30. You bring a toy or two or three or four or more. You don't have to bring one. Just bring a whole wagon load.
Well, I'm going to probably bring some more jerseys. I gave some away last year, bro.
Bring as much as, folks, we want to fill as many boxes as we humanly possibly can. So don't just bring the littlest, tiniest toy and be like, okay, I want my free golf. Bring a bunch of crap. New, obviously. Don't just go to your... don't just go to the closet and bring us some hand-me-downs. Stop and pick up some toys and bring us some stuff. This isn't Goodwill. Just bring us some stuff. It'll get you into the taco bar. It'll get you a free round of miniature golf.
It will.
Then you can come to Field Day Huntsville. It's over there on University Drive, right where the old Burlington Coat Factory used to be.
If you got some clothes, if you got stuff that you don't use that's in great shape, just bring it. Help somebody out.
It's gotta be new, though. You can't,
give me a break.
We can't bring used.
Come on.
People to unload their
Jeez. Why do you think they got these vintage stores, man? Come on, bro.
It's Toys for Tots for the Marine Foundation.
I know it is, but I gave jerseys away last year, and they're stitched.
Oh, my goodness.
It better be a big one. Well, but hey, it can help someone. That's for sure.
No, that is for sure. Our goal is to make a brighter Christmas for those that cannot. And so really just come on out to Field Day Huntsville Tuesday, 5 to 7:30 and have a good time, folks. This is the time of year where you celebrate with friends, and we want to make sure those that cannot celebrate, those that may not be able to have the brightest of Christmases can at least have something. So come on out to Field Day Huntsville on Tuesday. What is the day? Make sure I get it right. The 16th.
16th.
Yes.
Yeah.
And anyway, I tell you what. Let's get a break in, because when we come back, we were talking
last minute edition.
Yeah, we that's how we roll in the Schreier. Elena Morris is going to be on with us. We're going to talk Diego Pavia's Heisman run, and what kind of night will it be in New York City? What kind of night would it be in Nashville if he does somehow end up number one over Fernando Mendoza?
It would be tremendous for Vanderbilt.
It would.
It would be amazing to think about what's happened in the last 2+ years, and to transform that the vibe around that program.
Let's get a break in. She'll join us next. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Travel accommodations for 97.7 ESPN The Zone provided by University Kia.
Don't you wish that you had some secrets to help you get an edge on your business competition? Wouldn't it be great if someone could solve challenges at your company that you don't have the time or expertise to fix on your own? You know, there is a solution. Higher Echelon is a world-class consulting firm based in Huntsville that trains employees in sports psychology secrets to drastically improve work performance. Founder Dr. Joe Ross is retired Army who played and later coached for the cadets and has put that experience to good use. Higher Echelon helps organizations shave hundreds of hours off work time by improving processes, and Higher Echelon helps organizations save and make more money by walking them through technology updates and implementations. You don't have to go it alone, and you don't have to stay stuck. Higher Echelon is a trusted partner in organizational excellence. Go to higherechelon.com. That's HIGHERECHELON.com today to take your company to the next level. Go higher and go Army.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where AFS comes in, a groundworks company. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at afsrepair.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
AL cert number 21014.
Bah humbug! We don't need no heat this holiday season!
But Mr. Scrooge, Talent Heating and Air Conditioning has free service calls with a repair.
Oh, no free calls! No heat, no cold for you!
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning even has TVA rebates where they'll send you a paper check.
Who's this Talent Heating and Air people? Bah humbug!
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning is a real local company that'll come out and fix your unit often in the first day.
Oh, we don't need local!
Give them a call at 256-503-4490.
Oh, who again?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, or find them online at talenthac.com.
Then a toast, my love, my dearie, to our Merry Christmas. God bless us.
God bless us. God bless us.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com.
It all comes back to money.
Visit our store right now at zonedeals.bigdealsmedia.net to take advantage of all the best deals in the Tennessee Valley. Or just go to our website, 977espn.com, and click on the Zone Deals logo to start saving right now.
Now, as to the price.
These deals won't last long, so get yours now. Zone Deals. You'll thank us later.
A man who could easily afford to buy a vowel.
Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen. High temperatures warm into the upper 50s for this Saturday. Across the Tennessee Valley will remain dry as well. Heading into Saturday night, things start to change. Temperatures fall into the low 20s for the overnight and will continue to stay under a clear sky.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This is your home for Alabama football.
Looking for Williams. Comes back, makes the catch. Trying to split defenders. Makes them bang into each other. Stays on his feet. Breaks a tackle. Scores. 4 + 2 = 6.
This is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Oh, Merry Christmas, everyone. Days are counting down. Your shopping days are counting down as well. Only after today, there's only one more Saturday before Christmas. And coming up tonight, somebody will get an early Christmas gift as they being the Heisman Trust will crown the 2025 Heisman Trophy winner. And Vegas odds have Fernando Mendoza being number 1 and Diego Pavia number 2. Now surprises could happen. But I tell you, it has been a rise for Diego Pavia. Remember last year, it was, okay, this guy, meteoric rise, shot out of nowhere, the transfer, Vanderbilt, great story. But you know what? Everybody said, let's see what he does in year 2. Let's see if he can back it up. You backed it up.
And more. And
yes.
we have a great relationship with Chris Lee, who, of course, is the longtime publisher of Vandy 247, of course, which is VandySports.com via the Rivals network for many years, but now has moved to 24/7 Sports. Billy Derrick has been featured on our show on several occasions, and now we add another member of this outstanding site, and that's Elena Morris. She's been kind enough on short notice to join us and talk about what could be a historic night for Vanderbilt and Diego Pavia. And we're going to go to her on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Alana, you're with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond here. We are here live in Decatur as they're selling cars here at Greenway Hyundai. But how are you doing this morning? And we appreciate your time and you taking. I know you got a busy schedule and there's a lot going on with Vanderbilt athletics right now. But thank you for joining us.
Yeah, of course. I'm great. How are you guys?
We're doing well. And you had a chance to be up close and personal with this, watching Diego. I certainly covered the Alabama game in Tuscaloosa. I was there when they beat Alabama in Nashville last year. What a rise in 2 years and what an impact he's had on this program.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. The year before he got there, Vanderbilt went 2-10, and then Clark Lee hired a couple of guys from New Mexico State, and they brought Diego Pavia with them. And I think there was some skepticism going into his first year at quarterback because no one really knew what to expect out of him, especially playing in the SEC, but obviously had that successful year leading Vanderbilt to a bowl game. And then this year, just 10-2, their first 10-win season in program history. A lot of fans are, seeing things that they didn't expect this year and definitely didn't know that would be possible at Vanderbilt football.
Yeah, we talk about Diego Pavia, and we talk about him making the transfer, him coming from New Mexico State, him, and bringing Jerry Keel with him and all that stuff. But we also can't remember that Eli Stowers also made that jump with him as well.
What a dynamic player. Wow.
Yeah, he's so impressive, and I know there's the story that's been out there for a while. He started at quarterback at Texas A&M, and that just wasn't working out for him, and played tight end at New Mexico State, which is where his father went. And then yesterday he was announced as the John Mackey Award winner. And so just the turnaround that he had from quarterback in the SEC to, Conference USA and then back to SEC is just an impressive jump for him as well, being with Diego. Obviously, Diego's in the spotlight, but it feels like Eli Stowers is definitely a guy a lot of people like to talk about.
And probably we'll hear his name called in the first round of the draft, Alana.
Yeah, you'd have to think so. I mean, just given what he can do, he's got the body of a tight end. He can run. He's got quick feet, but he's also big and can block. And just everything that he can do, you have to think he's going to be one of the top tight ends off the board.
So Diego Pavia, and obviously he's the center of attention for the next 12 hours because of the Heisman announcement later tonight and everything. And Drew and I were talking earlier that, if Diego had played in the SEC championship game, I think this is a foregone conclusion that he is the winner tonight. But Fernando Mendoza had that one last opportunity to impress people, and he did. But this run to New York City for Diego kind of sum up what it means for Vanderbilt, the program, because he's made history regardless of the outcome tonight. Just kind of sum it all up for us.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting, Mendoza being the favorite tonight, but Pavia, before the year, he talked about wanting to win a national championship. Obviously, they didn't make the playoff, but, going 10-2 in the SEC, that's definitely an impressive, record, an impressive season. And the fact that he was able to just back everything up and improve from year one. And of course, he has his whole underdog story, didn't get recruited out of high school, had no stars, had to go the JUCO route and all the way to New York. And it's just interesting seeing everyone on social media because, yesterday they had all the nominees for the Heisman doing media, and they had the backdrop, and it was the Heisman Trophy and the Vanderbilt logo. And all the Vanderbilt Twitter, it felt like everyone was saying, I didn't think we would see a day that we'd have a Heisman candidate in New York. So regardless if he wins it or not, I think it just speaks volumes of the direction the program is going in.
And then if you speak about the direction, talk about the commitment that Vanderbilt administration has made to Clark Lee. And we all know he had opportunities. I mean, if he wanted to, he could be in the mix, I'm sure, with the Michigan Wolverines. But it seems as though we know he's an alum, played for Bobby Johnson. His father, it's well documented, has your boss told us this, Chris Lee, that he has his father's, is a doctor whose office is right down the street from Vanderbilt Stadium. But it seems as though he really wants to be at Vanderbilt and build this program into something that we haven't seen.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he played there. His family is here. And, you talked about how he had other opportunities. And that's definitely true. But I think there was just a level of commitment that Candace Story-Lee and Chancellor Diermeyer are making to the athletic department that, just really hasn't been seen before at Vanderbilt. They're getting ready to build them a new football facility. They were able to sign Clark Lee to an extension. So they believe in him and the way that, he can lead this program to their ultimate goal, which is a national championship. That's what he's talked about wanting to achieve one day. But, they're not just saying that we support you. They're really showing that and backing it up. They built a new stadium that got finished this year, and that looks really nice. And so they're definitely putting in the money to, putting in the investments. And you can see what that really means when you actually put in the effort to make a program great.
And I'm glad you brought up Candace Story-Lee because she is from our area here. She's a Bob Jones alum right here. And I remember we talked to Clark Lee at SEC Media Days, and he just could not stop talking about in the raves about what she's been able to do for that program. And I remember when she first took that job, it was like, oh my gosh, what is she going to be able to do? Because it felt like she was walking into a tornado. But man, it seems like she has put her foot down. She's really kind of created an environment that is supportive, winning. The culture's changed. She seemed like she's elevating this Vanderbilt athletic program.
For sure. Clark Lee has raved about her, and so have all the other coaches. If you listen to the basketball coaches, baseball, any other coach, soccer, I could go on down the line. They all talk about how much she pours into them and supports them. And the new end zone in the football stadium also serves as their brand new basketball facility, which is beautiful, one of the nicest facilities in the country. So she's not just pouring into football, she's pouring into all the other sports as well. And you can tell she's very determined to make Vanderbilt just not only a great university for academics, but also for athletics as well.
And also talk about the fact that, what seems to be the feeling, how disappointing was it for Vanderbilt not to make the playoff? Because Scott and I talked about this. Their resume was as strong as any. I felt like if you put a Texas helmet on them or a Notre Dame helmet, Notre Dame, of course, was the first team out. But, I know they lost 2 tight games to Alabama and Texas. But how disappointed was the fan base that Vanderbilt didn't get in? Because I thought they had a team that potentially could have.
Yeah, I think the fan base was definitely disappointed. They were pretty vocal about that, especially, this isn't something that Vanderbilt has done before. This isn't something they're used to. And so they were really hoping to see their team make the playoffs. But like you said, they had an impressive resume, and they just didn't get any help from the teams above them, winning, losing, dropping out, whatever it needed to be. But I think that Clark Lee's response was, he handled it really well. And they were going to play a bowl game, and he said that they love to play football at Vanderbilt, and he loves the group that they have. And so there was no question in his mind that whether it was the college football playoff or any other bowl game, that Vanderbilt was going to accept it and keep on going.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool that Diego will play in that bowl game as well. We've seen so many quarterbacks opt out because they want to focus on the draft, but I think Diego's in a precarious spot because I think he still needs a little bit of film, some more to maybe impress some of those NFL scouts.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely an interesting day and age where players want to focus on the combine and things such as that. But at least for the fan base and for us in Nashville, I don't think there was much of a question that he was going to play. He just is a competitor, and he'll tell you that time and time again. And so there wasn't a whole lot of doubt in my mind, at least, that he was going to opt out. I think if you give him the chance to play football at any given time of day, then he would take the opportunity to do that.
So what would it mean then if Vanderbilt, obviously 10 wins is a school record. They get 11 wins. They go and win this bowl game, and they have 11 wins. Is this clearly, without a doubt, the greatest Vanderbilt team in the history of the school?
Yeah, it would definitely mean a lot to them. Of course, this is going to be Diego's last game as he tries to pursue a professional career. But then you also have to look at what else they're doing outside of him and the recruiting class they have in next year, bringing in 5-star Jared Curtis. The biggest recruit in Vanderbilt football history. So I think that also speaks volumes about, all right, this isn't what we're doing right now, and this was a one-off, and this was going to be our only 10-win season. They're determined to keep that going next year and bringing in a guy like Curtis who, Clark Lee said, you still have to come in here and win the job, but the fact that you can take a 5-star and get him to stay home and play for Vanderbilt, that really says a lot about their commitment to the future of the program.
And then I know Clark Lee signing this extension, I think one of the things he wanted was more guarantees for his staff and then the budget. And would you anticipate Alana, that Vanderbilt's going to be very aggressive in the portal starting in January?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, they lose a good bit of their offensive line. I would think that's the first place they really look at. And they're bringing in some talented freshmen, but also the offensive line they had this year was a majority of transfers. So they can definitely go out and do it. They just have to be aggressive. But given the season that they had, it's going to be a lot easier to sell Vanderbilt football than it has been in the past. And so it's going to look a lot more attractive to say, hey, come play in the SEC, come play in Nashville. This is what we did this past season, where in years past they had struggled and it was harder to sell that to recruits. So going out and getting some playmakers and some, guys on the offensive line, I'm assuming would be their main priority. But definitely going to be a lot easier for Clark Lee to make his pitch this year to guys who are looking for a new home.
And I'm sure, too, what's the mood like? And I wondered, what's the mood like in Nashville? Because, I mean, the Titans, for the most part, they're really down right now. The Preds are kind of having a down season. Vanderbilt football is never – it's always been a topic up there, but it's never caught, I don't think, lightning in a bottle like it is right now. Is it really captivating the Nashville audience?
I really think it is. I mean, you can kind of feel the buzz around here, especially when you're on campus. I've been over there for quite a few basketball games recently, and still football is all people are talking about as well because they're so excited about what they've been able to do this year. And whether you've paid attention to Vanderbilt or not in the past, it feels like a lot more people just have that, on their minds because of the success they've had this year. And it's really a lot, all that people are really talking about just overall with what they've done. Regardless of, basketball doing so well already, they're still talking about football.
Well, and final question for me, because I was over there last year, but there was so much construction going on. There was really only about 28,000 people or so led in the stadium. You've been over there. You covered it. Give me an idea. I look forward to hopefully going back next year when Alabama travels back to Nashville. But let me know how Vanderbilt Stadium's looking. I've heard it's beautiful now.
It is. The football stadium is completely done. So they had sold out, I believe, all of their home games this year. Don't hold me to that. There might be one that they didn't, but I want to say they sold all of them out, which I think seats around 35,000. And the end zones are really nice. The suites that they have, we were able to get a tour of their new locker room that they have in the stadium. You can just tell they put a lot into that and making that a really good football atmosphere. And when it's filled up, there was a game, I believe it was against Missouri, and Diego had scored a touchdown with a minute left. And
that's right, to win,
people were talking about that was the loudest that, it had been there in a very long time, especially just with the stadium being completely done and sold out. So it definitely makes a difference and makes for a great atmosphere.
Well, great stuff. Thank you for on short notice for jumping in and giving us an idea of the feel around the Diego Pavia, the Vanderbilt program, and what could be a historical night. And we already talked a little bit of Vanderbilt hoops with Blake Lovell earlier with Mark Byington. He's done a tremendous job. They have a lot of energy around that men's program right now. And I know you cover Vandy women's basketball that's on a resurgence right now. And Tim Corbin, nothing else needs to be said. Vanderbilt athletics is as strong as it's been in a long time. But thank you for joining us, Alana, and let everybody know how to follow you.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. On X, it's at Alaina, Alaina Morris, Morris. You can find me there with the last little bit of football coverage of the season and then basketball coverage as well.
Well, thank you, Alaina. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Let's get our final break in. We'll wrap it all up here from University Hyundai in Decatur next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where AFS comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at afsrepair.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing, and they happen to real people.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck, is bigger better?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Do you want to be just a case number?
With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, we take the time to help.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
John Abraham here for the parts department at Bobcat of Huntsville. Not only do these guys carry genuine OEM Bobcat parts, they also have a full line of Marshalltown concrete supplies. On top of that, they have a wide selection of arborist tools and supplies on hand for you tree guys. Bobcat of Huntsville also has a full service department, and don't forget the sales and rental guys too. Come on down and visit the all-new Bobcat of Huntsville location in Madison on Highway 20 next to the Redstone Harley-Davidson.
AL cert number 21014.
Ah, bah humbug! We don't need no heat this holiday season!
But Mr. Scrooge, Talent Heating and Air Conditioning has free service calls with a repair.
Oh, no free calls, no heat, no cold for you.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning even has TVA rebates where they'll send you a paper check.
Who's this Talent Heating and Air people? Ah, bah humbug.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning is a real local company that'll come out and fix your unit often in the first day.
Oh, we don't need local.
Give them a call at 256-503-4490.
Oh, who again?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, or find them online at talenthac.com.
Then a toast, my love, my dearie, to our Merry Christmas. God bless us.
God bless us. God bless us.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama, located online at universitykia.com. It's time for tomorrow's headlines today with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN.
Well, we got to the end.
We did, and you got to hear the new Talent Heating and Air Christmas commercial twice this morning.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was just sitting next to Ebenezer Scrooge III. Bah humbug. We're not saying that to Mo Dobbins and these guys over here, though.
No, thank you.
They're selling cars left and right as we've been here. We appreciate their hospitality.
Yes, it's been a fun 2 hours. We're done.
Elena Morris, we appreciate her on the short notice of Bandy 247 Heisman ceremony tonight. Army, Navy, UAH basketball.
2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, Sports Med Arena, Spraggins Hall, Kelly Court. Steve and I will be over there. Women's at 2, men's
Lenny
at
Acuff
4.
statue, Lenny Acuff Street.
We can build it ourselves if we have to. We'll do it out of clay.
Remember, don't try this at home, kids. I am a professional.
Tuesday, December 16th. We want you to help us celebrate the holiday